Like when I watch 600 Pound Life and they show what they're eating, I've never ate that much in one sitting.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra. This is my channel, Kendra Creates. This is where I share my weight loss journey with you. Hopefully I can help you out along the way if you're on a weight loss journey. I also do commentary on a variety of topics, including health, wellness, fitness, weight loss, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit about me along the way. So if that stuff sounds good to you, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Okay guys, so I know I left off I did a previous video about Amberlynn Reid, what she eats in a day. If you have not saw that video, make sure that you check it out, okay? I promise I am not turned into an Amberlynn Reid reaction channel. That was not my purpose or anything like that. But when I saw this video uploaded, and of course I saw it making its way around the web or whatever, I had to talk about it. I wanted to talk about this video because Amberlynn Reid has a sordid past. Like, she has a bad history with weight loss and diets and all of that stuff. And so when she came out and said, you know, she wanted to get the weight loss surgery and she was actually going to try this time to get it, a lot of people didn't believe in her. They didn't have faith in her. You know, they thought it was just for clicks and views. And I wanted to talk about it. You know, I wanted to talk about why she currently can't get the weight loss surgery. And I just wanted to give my opinion on a couple of interesting things that stood out to me in this video or whatever. And I'm not gonna go through the whole video because it's really long and I don't want to like dissect everything she says, but there was a couple of points you know, that stood out to me. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is her not being approved for the surgery. Okay, so if you guys don't know anything about the weight loss surgery process, you have to visit so many different people before you can become approved. So she talks about seeing a psychologist. She saw the psychologist and the psychologist approved her based upon their conversations or whatever. Her next person that she was supposed to see was the dietitian. So the dietitian did not approve her. And the reason why the dietitian did not approve her was because she binged like in December and she's supposed to go a year without binging. So basically she can, I guess, possibly get the surgery like in a year or whatever. So now we'll talk about the psychologist approving her. She said that the psychologist approved her or whatever. And the psychologist said that binging was like 3 times the amount you would normally eat or whatever. And she says that she doesn't eat like that. She said that she doesn't eat that much. You know, even in that initial clip that I put, she said she doesn't eat that much. And I'm going to talk about that in one moment. But first, I want to talk about the initial denial, continue to talk about the initial denial. And it was based upon the binging situation. So if you don't know, like if you binge, you have a tiny stomach, so you might harm yourself. And so there's a reason why, you know, people don't want you to rush into weight loss surgery because they don't want you to harm yourself, which I can absolutely get on board with that. They are trying to keep your health and safety top of mind. So they don't want to do surgery on someone who is mentally not there and not ready. And this is the part where I don't know what the conversation was between her psychologist and how this situation didn't pop up with psychology. But I have kind of like an inkling as to why it didn't. Later on in the video, she said that she had her own psychologist that she had been working with for the past year. And that psychologist helped her with coping mechanisms. And she said she learned coping mechanisms so that she didn't binge, although she recently binged in December. So I don't really know how effective that was or whatever. But the thing with binging and having binges is the fact that they're gonna happen. Like, and I don't know how you can go a whole entire year without doing it if you have a serious problem. And for her to get up to like nearly 600 pounds, she has a serious problem with overeating and eating too much. So I don't know how this clinic expects her to go a whole entire year. And I don't even know, like, how would they know whether or not she binged? The only thing that I can think of is the fact if she's not losing weight, they could automatically assume that she's binging, you know? So I think that that would probably be a determining factor in whether they approve her or not as well. Like if she continues to lose weight or if she stalls. And currently she's in a stall. According to that last video where she was talking about what she eats in a day, she said she was on a plateau. I'm going to get into all of that. But I just first wanted to talk about her not being approved and the reasoning why. And we don't know what's true. We don't know what's fact. We can't get into her medical records. The only thing that we can do is go off of what she says. And she says that this is the reason why, you know, she couldn't continue on with well, she can continue on with the process, but she just has to prove to these people that she will not binge in the next, I'm assuming 10 months or so, or 9 months or so or whatever, because she said the last time she binged was December. I guess we'll see, but I'm gonna continue talking.
A lot of them, which are my favorite stories, they're successful and they lose the weight, and in like 2 months, 3 months, they get the surgery. I've never in my life ate that much in one sitting. That's why I feel like the show exaggerates. But if they're not exaggerating, fine. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. It's just confusing. And I find this part of my journey unfair. Let me explain why. I have not what I consider binged. I have not since somewhere in December.
Okay, so I wanted to play that clip for you because she keeps on like talking about the people on My 600 Pound Life and comparing herself to them. I don't know why she's doing that, because she was at one point nearly 600 pounds. She was like 572 or whatever. So she's right there along with them. And so she claims that she has never eaten as much as them in one sitting. And I find that very hard to believe, you know, because she was nearly 600 pounds. Like, and she had said in one clip how you don't get to be her size with eating a large quantity of food, you know?
Think of it this way. I am 500 pounds. I have been 572. I have been almost 600 pounds. You can't get that way unless you are eating large quantities of food.
I feel like her audience is like so turned against her because of her inability to just be real and be honest and stop BSing them, pretty much. And I say that because if you guys don't know my story, I was like 386. That was like my highest weight. So I was nearly 400 pounds. And if people will tell me, you know, about, you know, ask me questions, I'm very open and honest about it. But I would say I ate like 600 pound life people. I did. Like I ate large quantities of food and I ate them in one sitting and I ate regularly. Like it wasn't like, oh, I just eat one meal a day and, you know, it's not that much. I'm not gonna lie. I ate a lot. Okay. And, you know, like I haven't watched My 600 Pound Life in a minute. It's been a while. I don't remember how much they eat on there. I can remember seeing like somebody eat a pizza and stuff like that. But the girl did mukbangs before. Like, you don't think that's a lot of food? You don't think that could be considered a binge? Like, I never looked at one of her mukbangs, but usually people eat a lot of food during a mukbang. So I just feel like she's deep in denial about her eating habits, past and present. And the reason why I say present is because she's on a plateau right now. How are you 500 pounds on a plateau? You surely ain't eating 1,600 calories a day. I can tell you that much. And I say that because when I was 386, a lot of people ask me like, how did you lose the weight? How did you do it? Like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. But the first 100 pounds were really and truly, I'm ruffle little feathers when I say this. It wasn't the hardest thing to do, okay? And let me tell you why. I was pretty much on a fast food diet. I ate fast food and takeout every single meal of the day. And then when I would get home after my last meal or whatever, I would eat again. I would eat a whole bag of chips. I would eat a whole package of cookies. I would eat whatever the hell I wanted to eat. And I would drink whatever the hell I wanted to drink. I didn't care. I didn't care about my body. I didn't care about my size. I didn't care about my life. I was in a state of deep depression. It didn't matter. Food tasted good. It made me feel good. And I ate. And I didn't care. So for her to be on a plateau right now at 500 pounds just makes me think that her eating habits haven't really changed. Because once I cut out the fast food, the weight dropped. I'm talking about it melted off of me. And then I was like, oh, okay, all right, I see that. And then I started, going on little walks after work or whatever. I couldn't walk that long. I couldn't run. I couldn't do nothing. I was heavy. But I did, take my little walks around the block or whatever. And then they had a walking trail. And sometimes I would go to the walking trail and I would walk. It was just that simple things. Very, very simple and easy things. I cut out eventually the caloric beverages, and the weight just dropped. So she's not being honest with her eating habits, and it's very apparent to everyone else. I don't know why it's not apparent to her, but that is what happens when you're in denial. And I'm sure that the weight loss clinic that she goes to, or the doctor or whatever, the practice, they saw that. They saw that she wasn't losing any weight, and they called her on it. Because apparently they are supposed to be losing weight because they've given them a guide to work with. Because in the previous video, she talked about some big, thick guide, and they have guidelines as to how they're eating and what they're supposed to be eating. So apparently they want their patients to lose weight before they have the surgery. And so this is the same thing that Dr. Now does with his patients, because she continues to talk about my 600-pound life so much in this video. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, so I think that her lack of honesty and transparency is really what has people up in arms. And I wanted to also talk about her mentality, her whole attitude. I feel like she is not ready for surgery anyways. So it's very good that, they put a stop to that. Because the people call her master manipulator or whatever. But she couldn't fool these medical professionals. And I don't think she's really there with her mentality. I can remember watching another reaction channel, because like I said, I don't watch Amberlynn Reid's channel. So I was watching a reaction channel react to a video, and she made a statement that weight loss surgery is for people who can't follow a diet, or who can't stick to a diet, or diets fail them. She said something along those lines. And that statement just really stuck out to me. And when she said that, it was just like, oh, this ain't gonna work. Because anyone who watches my 600-pound life knows that Dr. Now's patients have to follow a diet. They have to lose weight before they can be operated on. And I think that is usually the case with these practices, because some practices only go up to a certain weight before they can operate on you. And to be honest with you, I don't think her doctor is going to operate on her if she's 500 pounds. I think they want you to be 400, at the heaviest. So she has to lose weight. And I don't think her mentality is there yet, because of a couple of statements that she says that kind of stood out to me. She talks about the 600-pound life people and how they're worse off than her, but they get approved. And the reason why they get approved is because they're compliant. They're compliant. Dr. Now don't play with them people. He don't. If they don't lose the weight that he asked them to, in that, because he gives them 1 month or whatever. And it really sounds like a lot of weight, but it's not, because they're so big. He tells them, okay, lose 20 pounds in a month, or how much ever he tells them. And they're compliant. That is the only way he approves them. He has not approved a lot of people. Or if they don't lose the weight, he'll double it. He'll say, okay, well, if you're serious, next month come back and lose 40 or whatever. He does that, and they're like, oh my God, I have to lose so much weight. But the thing about it is if you are compliant, you're going to drop the weight and you're going to get approved eventually, if you don't have any other issues going on with you. Because from my understanding, there are still other tests that they have to do on you. They have to make sure that your heart is in working condition. They have to make sure that, I believe, your lungs are in working condition and all of this stuff. So they do a lot of tests on you, because they have to know that you're going to withstand the surgery, because you're going under and all of this stuff. And they have to make sure that you're fit. That's why they want you to lose weight, because they want you to be in as best shape as possible so that you can make it through the surgery. She also made a statement later on in the video, all the work I did doesn't matter. First of all, we have to talk about what work you've been doing. Yes, you have lost weight. How much has she lost? Maybe like 20 pounds or something? I'm not sure. And I'm not trying to say that her efforts have gone in vain, or that 20 pounds is nothing to sneeze at. But when you're 500 pounds, it's just a drop in the bucket. It really is. It's just a drop in the bucket. And I really feel bad that she feels this way, because all the work that you've done is not in vain. Like, you could get down the line and still have certain issues that prevent you from having the surgery. And then she talks about how she's letting down her audience or whatever, and she was supposed to get the surgery by summer. But the thing is, it wasn't her decision to make. It was never her choice to make. It wasn't like, okay, I pay you some money and you're going to operate on me. And I kind of feel like that's where her mind was, because she brought up the whole entire thing of her being self-pay. Her being self-pay has nothing to do with it. This practices, rules, and regulations. You must follow them. Otherwise, they are not going to operate on you. If she just wants to pay somebody some money and they cut her open, she need to go down to Mexico, because I'm pretty sure she'll find someone in a heartbeat that'll do it and they don't have to lose any weight. But are you going to make it through surgery? Because your heart has to work. Your lungs have to work. A surgeon has to be comfortable with operating on you with your size. So I feel like she has a pretty skewed reality when it comes to weight loss surgery, if she really does. And I don't think that she was just ready, because she even called things, and I'm assuming in that big old thick packet that they gave her, that she should have been following, stupid little rules. And that really made me side-eye her at that moment, just because these stupid little rules are the things that are going to set you on a path of success once you have your surgery. We see a lot about people having surgery and them not doing well afterwards. And it's because of non-compliant and also complacency, falling back into old habits. Because this is not a quick fix. I know everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks you get the surgery and you're skinny. It does not work like that. You still have to live a healthy lifestyle. You still have to be in a calorie deficit. You still have to have increased physical activity. There's so many things that you have to do. And if you have a lot of mental health issues and you have problems with BED, it's also going to take a lot of mental and psychological work to keep this lifestyle up. It is a never-ending battle. And I don't think she gets that, or she understands that. It's not like I get the surgery and that's it. It's like I get the surgery and I have to continue to struggle for the rest of my life, because that's what it is. Baby, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for me every single day when I want to eat something, when I'm in my feelings and I want to just go through the drive-thru and go ham. When I just want to just be like, F it. I ain't going to the gym. I don't care no more. It's a struggle, child.
It has taken me a little bit of time to share this, because that tore me. It tore me. I don't know what it was, but I immediately had a breakdown in front of the dietitian. I couldn't control it. It was like my insides exploded and I cried. And it just felt like another obstacle, another thing to just get in the way, because I have been doing everything to get this surgery.
I'm sure that being told that she did not qualify for surgery at this time broke her. And that is devastating news for anybody. And I'm really sorry that that happened to her. But I also feel like that she should use this time to get her mind in check and also her eating habits in check. She said she's been doing everything but eating in a calorie deficit. She has not been in a calorie deficit. And I just feel like she needs to get her eating habits under control and she needs to get her mindset in check. And I think that she can make those strides, and hopefully her medical professionals will see that she is doing a lot better, and maybe they can possibly move forward with the surgery at an earlier date. But the thing about it is, she has to prove to those people that she is taking this thing seriously. And I don't know if she's going to ever take anything dealing with weight loss seriously. I wish her the best. I hope that she can improve herself and her health and her life and all of that stuff. And I hope she does get the help that she needs. But until she can be honest with herself, she will never make the strides that she needs to make to lose the weight. And that's just my personal opinion about the whole entire situation. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I hope that you continue watching my channel. Are you subscribed? Make sure you're subscribed, okay? I want you guys to continue spreading kindness in a world full of hate. I will see you on the next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.